Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Dakota. Today we are diving into the exciting world of reinsurance. No, really, it's about how insurance companies protect themselves, which is actually pretty important for everyone. Think of it like this, insurance for insurance companies. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below, so come join us. We're looking at an 8K filing from HCI Group Incorporated. This report tells us about a big decision they made about their reinsurance program, which started in June of 2026. This is when their insurance companies make deals to protect themselves against major events like hurricanes. To keep themselves safe from things like hurricanes, strong thunderstorms, and other big problems, HCI's insurance companies, Homeowners Choice Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and TypeTap Insurance Company, along with two other insurance groups, Core and Tailrow, put together a big reinsurance plan. This plan will run from June 1, 2025 to May 31, 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 June 1, 2025 to May 31, G50 20 out claims. Even if something really bad happens, to keep all these companies safe, HCI made three different reinsurance agreements that they call towers. Tower 1 protects Homeowners Choice and Tailrow in Florida. Tower 2 covers TypeTap everywhere and Homeowners Choice outside of Florida. Tower 3 takes care of car policies in Florida. Think of these towers as layers of protection. Their reinsurance company Claddagh helps with all three towers. The important part is that all three towers are in place, meaning HCI has enough reinsurance for the year. To do all this, HCI made deals with a lot of different companies, including some private ones and even the State Board of Administration of Florida, which runs the Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund. These private reinsurance companies include Arch Reinsurance, Chubb Tempest Reinsurance, and others. All of these companies are rated A or higher by AM Best, meaning they are financially strong or they have promised money to cover anything that happens. The reinsurance agreements cover a lot of things like hurricanes, storms, and even wildfires. The Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund only covers hurricanes. Tower 1 protects all Homeowners Choice and Tailrow policies in Florida. This tower can cover up to $128 billion in losses from a single event in Florida. The total coverage for all events is $1.86 billion themselves before the reinsurance kicks in for both the first and second event. The Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund covers a big part of this tower, about 90% of $741 million. The cost for this coverage is about $53 million for both Homeowners Choice and Tailrow. The private reinsurance part, including what Claddagh covers, cost about $35 million. Tower 1 also includes something called RPP, which helps pay for bringing back the coverage limit if it's used up after the first event. Tower 2 covers all TypeTap policies, whether they're in Florida or not, and all Homeowners Choice policies outside of Florida. This tower can cover up to $925 million for losses from a single event in Florida, and $506 million for losses outside of Florida. The total coverage for all events is $1.40 billion. Like Tower 1, they have to pay $18 million themselves before the reinsurance kicks in for both the first and second event. The Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund covers 90% of $466 million of this tower. The cost for this part is about $39. The private reinsurance part, including Claddagh, costs about $169 million. The private reinsurance part, including Claddagh, costs about $69 million. This tower also has RPP to help pay for bringing back the coverage limit after an event. Tower 3 covers all core policies in Florida. This tower can cover up to $181 million for losses from a single event in Florida. The total coverage for all events is $245 million. They have to pay $3 million themselves before the reinsurance kicks in for both the first and second event. The Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund covers 90% of $52 million of this tower. The cost for this part is about $4 million. The private reinsurance part, including Claddagh, costs about $22 million. This tower also has RPP. Claddagh, the reinsurance company owned by HCI, helps out by covering some of the risk in all three towers. This is because HCI thinks the prices for reinsurance are sometimes too high compared to the risk. Claddagh has promised money to cover everything it's responsible for. This money comes from premiums paid by the 4 insurance companies and money from HCI. Claddagh's participation has to be approved by the Florida Office of Insurance Regulation. They estimate Claddagh's maximum retained loss at approximately $100 of approximately $11.17 million for the first event and $11.17 million paid by the 4 insurance companies and money from HCI. Claddagh's participation has to be approved by the Florida Office of Insurance Regulation. They estimate Claddagh's maximum retained loss at approximately $117 million, paid by the 4 insurance companies and money from HCI. Claddagh's participation has to be approved by the Florida Office of Insurance Regulation. In total, HCI Group expects to pay about $422 million for reinsurance to outside companies, not including what they pay to Claddagh. This number might change if they decide to buy more reinsurance in the future. These costs are based on what they expect to happen and will be adjusted in September of 2025. Now let's put this all together. HCI is spending a lot of money, over $422 million, to protect its insurance companies from big losses. This is how insurance companies make sure they can pay out claims even when really bad things happen. Having Claddagh, their own reinsurance company, helps them keep costs down, but it also means they're taking on more risk themselves. The Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund is a big part of their plan, covering a large portion of their reinsurance needs. This is important because it helps keep insurance affordable in Florida, where hurricanes are a major threat. Overall, HCI seems to be taking a careful approach to managing risk. They're using a mix of private reinsurance and the state fund to protect their insurance companies. This should give their customers some confidence that they'll be able to pay out claims even after a major disaster. One potential risk is that reinsurance costs could go up in the future, which would make it more expensive for HCI to protect its insurance companies. Another risk is that Claddagh might not be able to cover all of its losses if there are multiple big events in a short period of time. In conclusion, HCI is making a big investment in reinsurance to protect its insurance companies and their customers. This is a smart move given the risks they face. By using a mix of private reinsurance and the state fund, they're able to get the coverage they need at a reasonable cost. Fine, alright, that's our breakdown of HCI's latest filing on their reinsurance program. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.